My name is Elise Newman. My project is Raven for a Lark. I wrote it and directed it and produced it, I guess. And it's a 45-minute, creepy, twisted, hopefully also hilarious kind of drama about theater and how far you go to get an authentic performance.
Okay.
It's a little bit tongue-in-cheek, but it does deal with the themes that Titus Andronicus, Shakespeare's bloodiest comedy, deals with. So there's like talk of rape and mutilation and that kind of fun stuff. So.
Cool, very cool.
Suddenly the words mean something. They actually do something. Plain but true.
And Charlie?
I think I get what Nina was saying about the transformative power of words.
He seems to be really discovering the text.
After the costume shop, I thought about cutting off her hands. The Flash. Like that. Cut off her hands, see what it's like to go all the way.
He's got this look in his eyes now. Intense.
I got a taste of what it's like to go insane. It's pretty powerful stuff.
What's your previous history with Fringe?
In Toronto, I directed one of my friend's shows a few years ago, and then I directed, while I was at McGill, I did a play called The Ocean at the Montreal Fringe.
Okay.
That was crazy fun. We had a tiny little show that we got, little audiences every night, but it was still a very good start-off experience.
Okay.
And then in Ottawa as well, a couple years ago, and that was the Ottawa Fringe. I found really supportive.
How would you describe Fringe to someone who's never done it?
Wow, that is a good question. It's a crazy experience. I think you have to kind of dive in.
Yeah.
You go with your gut. You see, check out shows that you would never check out before.
Okay.
Talk to people.
Okay.
And just be ready not to sleep, to schmooze a lot, to talk to a lot of crazy artists, and to get sunburned and rained out.
You also mentioned that you wrote this piece.
Yes.
Tell me about that process.
Well, I did a master's in directing in England, and then for my dissertation, I wanted to do something about Canadian theater, but I was in England, and my supervisor was like, "Why are you in England talking about Canadian theater?" So he suggested Shakespeare. I wasn't super excited about it, but then I saw there were actually 3 productions of Titus Andronicus going on that one summer, so that was easy to pick. And then, so I saw everything, I read everything, which you can do with Titus Andronicus. You can't really do that with Hamlet. There's too much to read. So when I got back from Canada, to Canada, after having done so much research and so much about Titus Andronicus, I still had all the characters in my head and the idea of how do you go through this over-the-top violence every single night without going crazy. And then I had a deadline for a workshop, playwriting workshop, and so it came out like, as for the creative process.
Yeah, totally.
It was a bit intense. It was, we had a month, and we rehearsed like 2 or 3 times a week. So it was like tiny little spurts of a couple hours here and there. So that's why it was important for me to have actors who were pretty solid, and they actually went to, they had the same training. They went to Atlantic Theater in New York.
Okay.
So they already had the shorthand.
Yeah.
So that was good. I just kind of let them play, and then...
That's cool. And how do you feel now that it's up on its legs?
Good. I think people are liking it, and I like when people like me. But no, it feels good. Now the actors and the stage manager have it, and I'm gonna go enjoy other Fringe shows now. I've done my 2, and maybe hang out tomorrow again to see.